But speaking of the Fever's front office, there is one player that the Fever need. And I mean need to get. That every single team in the league is going to be looking for. It's the 400k contract of Betnijah Laney Hamilton. She is easily one of the biggest assets right now because she doesn't play for New York Liberty. She does not play for the Liberty. I cannot stress that enough. If Betnijah Laney Hamilton was somebody who was getting big minutes for the Liberty, I would not be saying that, oh yeah, she's a trade target. She doesn't get on the court. She does not get on the court for New York. And while saying that, she's also really good at basketball. Like, Betnijah Laney Hamilton is, no question about it, one of the better wings in this league. One of the better defensive wings. I'm not saying one of the best by any means. I'm not going that far. I'm not going far enough as to say that she is one of the best wings in the league. That being said, I will say that she's absolutely an upgrade over Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham. She is significantly better than Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, even at this point in her career where she's not at her best. She's still the better of those three. Which obviously, look, say what you want, but that matters. Like, Sophie Cunningham is the best bench player on the Fever. Lexi Hull should not be a starter for any team, but she's currently a starter for the Indiana Fever. So when you've got Betnijah Laney Hamilton available, this is a one-time All-Star. This is a player who was this close to being an All-Star the last healthy season she had in 2024. This is a player who was on the World Cup team the last time USA were in the World Cup. And this is a player that the players probably would rank higher than Caitlin Clark, which is literally everybody. But I have to say, this is easily a trade target that kind of changes everything for the Fever if she signs. Because why? She is a much better defender than anything they have. Even at 85%, Laney Hamilton is better. She's better than Lexi. And look, Lexi, I'm going to be real. Lexi can't defend or score. Like, I love Lexi as a hustle player. Well, the problem is with Lexi Hull, and this is now the problem when you give somebody a big contract, is that she gets judged based on her contract. Like, she's going to be judged in comparison to other people making 800k. And she's one of the worst. She's not the worst on the Fever that's making 800k. Because there's more than one player on the Fever that's making 800k in Mo Billings that I'm like, this is ridiculous that you're making this money. And she's not as bad. She's better than Mo Billings. I'll give her that. She's a better player than Mo Billings. But at the same time, you got to judge her based on that. And if I'm judging her based on how she's been playing this year, it's not been good enough. It has just not been good enough. And then you've got Betnijah Laney Hamilton. What would Betnijah Laney Hamilton cost? She doesn't play, and she's on the final year of her deal. And if you bring her in, she's going to be on significantly more money next year. So her price would probably be an asset that might play for comparable money, and an asset that might play and a second round pick. So who am I looking at for trading if you're the Indiana Fever? The annoying thing is that I don't think you can get away with trading Ty Harris. I don't think you can get away with trading Ty Harris, because that would be the easiest thing to do, is if they wanted Ty Harris. The problem is that between Sabrina, actually, fuck it, Sabrina, they don't want Sabrina playing the one. They don't really want Sabrina playing the one. Maybe you could get away with Ty Harris. And the Fever don't need Ty Harris. You have Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell. If Caitlin Clark's gone, Kelsey Mitchell is a serviceable backup point guard. Like, she is absolutely serviceable. And what you do need is you need more wings. You need more wings. You need more shooters. You need more player. You need a player that can actually get a stop. And like, I shit you not, like, people are saying that the Vegas first round pick, which is going to be 14, is worth it for Betnijah Laney Hamilton. People are like mocking her to Dallas. And Dallas need her too. Dallas need her too, by the way. Nobody on that Dallas team can guard a parked car either. Let's be real. Dallas and the Indiana Fever team are the same thing. They're the same teams. They're at the same level. Neither of these teams can defend. They both have a 24-year-old top 3 player in the league playing guard. They're basically in the same boat. But I think Dallas are going to look for her. The problem is that do we think the Indiana Fever have the balls to trade Ty Harris? Because that's how their salary matches. Because I wouldn't trade Myisha Hines-Allen, but if it comes down to it, I would. Like, Myisha Hines-Allen definitely should not be included in the trade talks, but if it comes down to it, and Myisha Hines-Allen is needed, because they want some size. Get ready to learn New York, Myisha. Get ready to learn New York. Because honestly, this is clearly a player that is going to help somebody in the league. You just kind of hope, as a Fever fan, that the Fever are the team that she ends up being traded to, because I don't see how Betnijah Laney Hamilton stays on the New York Liberty. But this is a player who was a starter when they won a championship 2 years ago. I get it. She was hurt a year ago. I get that. And I'm not trying to pretend that Betnijah Laney Hamilton is the answer. Or say is like not the answer, is like a player that is going to come in and change everything. What I'm saying is she's a significant upgrade over Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham. Even a post-injury Betnijah Laney Hamilton is an upgrade over Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham. Like, Sophie Cunningham's fine. She can't really guard. Like, Sophie Cunningham isn't bad at any part of basketball. She's not great, other than dribbling. And she's a really, really good spot-up shooter. And she's disciplined. She tries hard. She's a glue guy. Betnijah Laney Hamilton can guard somebody. Nobody on this Fever team guards somebody. To the extent where, in my opinion, their best perimeter defender right now is Caitlin Clark. And don't tell me Raven Johnson, she can't guard without fouling yet. She's worse than Caitlin for guarding without fouling. Or guarding or fouling. Because Raven Johnson just hacks the shit out of people for no reason. Raven Johnson keeps fouling under the other team's basket on inbounds while their team were in the bonus. But yeah, look, Betnijah would be such a good pickup for the Fever if they managed to pull that one off. Absolutely unbelievable.